Have you been feeling this potent energy? Because we start this week off with the penumbral lunar eclipse in energy, or the full moon in Libra. Powerful shifts are coming in terms of our relationships, how we identify and safeguard who we are in relation to others, and changing up how we relate and to who we relate to. So expect a lot of things to unfold. Many things that are faded, many things that we may not realize or understand, but we're feeling them. Hey everyone, it's Christine. Welcome to this week's weekly energy forecast for the week of March 25 through the 31st. We start this week off with a penumbral, a very potent full moon, lunar eclipse in Libra. This is collectively on the relationship axis. And again, take a look at where Libra, Aries, lies in your chart to get a better idea of the themes and topics that are being activated in your life. All I can say is when I was thinking of a particular theme, I got safeguarding who we are in relationships, and there's going to be major changes, which is prominent with the themes relating to the nodes around who we are, how we identify, not just solo as sovereign beings, but also in relationship to others, what we're willing and not willing to tolerate anymore, and the types of people we engage with. Massive energies over the last, I would say, year, but especially leading up with this second eclipse tied into the last eclipse we had in Libra on October 14, 2023, around how we are changing, evolving, transforming, and growing in relationships, what we're not willing to continue anymore. So many stories are coming to an end. Many belief systems, the ways that we've been relating in general, and how we are protecting who we are, our identity, our self-expression, sovereignty, because Aries, that energy is about making sure that we don't become subsumed by others or allow ourselves to become subsumed. We don't enter into modes of martyrdom or self-sacrifice. We don't bend our boundaries. It's all about maintaining who you are again in these containers. And there's been so much, I would say, there's been so many revelations around this through, the past year, through our intuitive and psychic channels, but also just being human and working our ways in through practical means with other people. And we're learning so much more about who we are through other people. So let me know how you all are doing and how you are feeling this energy. What is coming through for you? Have you already been seeing things in the area of life that's being activated, shift, change, or you just know? Because a lot of times we have an idea and sometimes it plays out that way, and other times it takes us for a roller coaster. And this eclipse is doing just that in Libra. Before we continue, I want to say and wish happy birthday to all my Aries. We are in a full-fledged new season, the new astrological year, so things are starting to move very quickly. And with these eclipses, and I should say the start of eclipse season, things are going to move even faster. It almost feels like you are put into a washing machine and you spin really fast, when it's on the spin cycle, or on a roller coaster that goes very quickly, or you start speeding up in a car. Things may start shifting dramatically in your life. So the preceding season we were in, Pisces, which I just honed on and on about, but it was, the messages that we're receiving were so emphatic, and we're highlighting this about trusting yourself, finding ways to maintain that inner calmness and peace, however you define it, but more so in order to keep your body relaxed and not be led by fear or anxieties or worries. You can only do what you can, and after that you have to release control. And these eclipses are also tapping into that and asking us to do the same, because no matter how much or how hard we try to hold on to the reins of control in different areas of our life, sometimes things don't turn out the way we expect them to, and we don't understand fully the meaning or the reason why until much later. Reminder, all times are in Eastern Standard Time, New York City time for reference. Let's get going. The big event of this week, we start off with the penumbral lunar eclipse in Libra happening at 5 degrees and 7 minutes of this air sign at 3 in the morning, 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I did a separate video, so it's linked up here, which I highly recommend you watch as I dive deep into this. But let's just say eclipses are more potent. Some astrologers like to say they're on steroids, but they're essentially potent lunar events that generally bring fated things that are out of our control. In other words, we can't plan for this, we can't control it, things just happen. And again, like I mentioned previously, this started with the first in this Libra Aries axis on October 14, 2023. So you can think back for some themes around that, because we had a solar eclipse then, and now we have a lunar eclipse in the same sign. So remember, a full moon, we have the sun and moon in opposition with one another. So we have the sun in Aries opposing the moon in Libra. So it'll activate and highlight those themes in your own life when you look at your natal chart. But collectively, these have to do with the relationship axis between you and I, us or I versus others. And I mentioned some themes, and I don't want to get too much into this, but there's a major release, letting go and ending of who we were, how we operated, and how we identified in relationships. And it's going to mean so many different things for so many people, but we are being pushed to go up an octave. And with this eclipse energy, it's several octaves. So it may be uncomfortable. You, again, may not understand why maybe certain folks are leaving your life, or you're going to get new people entering your life. And sometimes, again, with transition processes and with shifts and changes and navigating these times, there's a lot of emotions that come up. And that's something that's continuously been coming to the forefront, is making sure you connect to what you're feeling and allow yourself to feel without having to control, without having the need to figure out why. It's just feeling that. With the sun in Aries, again, this is about continuing on your path and not allowing anyone to hinder you. This is not the time where you're like, you know what, okay, I'm gonna not do this because I'm gonna do this for someone else or help them. This is really about activating who you are, where you want to go, what you want to do with your life, with the North Node in Aries, but in particular with the sun in Aries right now. In this season that we're starting, we are coming through, and there's about to be a fresh new slate for us, and things changing, which kind of like a GPS, they will be rerouted, recalculated. And so anything or anyone that's holding you back, that's not supporting you, that's not uplifting you, which is ironic because very recently I saw a movie by Tyler Perry. I forgot the name. It was well known. It was from 2008, I believe, early mid 2000s, and it was about a group of couples that went together to Colorado on a cabin getaway, and it was focused completely on relationships. So maybe that's why the things that I channel and that I receive intuitive guidance around will help other people. And this had to do with issues around self-worth, reclaiming your sense of you, who you are, separating from people that don't support you for whatever reason. There were so many themes in this movie, and I feel like this is related to this eclipse. We very briefly, again, the moon makes a trine to Pluto along with Saturn and Venus, making sextile configurations to Jupiter. So there's a lot of support and energy around ending things, perhaps organically, and knowing that things have been coming to their culminating end, that they're getting ready to expire, they're getting ready to leave your life, or you're getting ready, to move on from them. But this also has to do with making space for new people, new opportunities, and new experiences on your soul journey. So major cleaning out energy still happening. Okay, March 28th, we have Venus in Aries forming a sextile with Uranus in Taurus. And I channeled that song by Cat Stevens, Morning Has Broken. Venus has a reception here with Uranus in Taurus, which is her co-domicile, the other being Libra. So in the previous weeks, we got another indication with Jupiter too in Taurus. So there's something here in the Taurus area of your life that's asking, we need more reinvigoration. We need something new here. We want to be excited again. It's been dark, stagnant, gloomy, the same, and we are ready for an injection of change, of growth, because more than anything, Uranus and Taurus here is changing things, perhaps in very extreme ways, but asking us to get comfortable with change, to find new ways to feel secure and safe, and more importantly, to grow, because the change precipitates all these opportunities and levels of growth, right? If we stay the same, we're not going to grow. Imagine if you're made to wear the same outfit that you had when you were 5 years old. It would be a pain in the ass, wouldn't it? You probably wouldn't fit into it as you became an adult. So in the same vein here, I feel like there's something coming to light with you, for you, I should say, in this area of your life. You could say with Aries and with Taurus, especially around relationships. It could be relationships with females, it could be friendships, romance, your worth, having to do with money and wealth as well. How you relate to joy and pleasure in your life, how you have fun, how you embody sensuality and just feel and enjoy being a human in this world. She's helping us to make big changes, but also to embrace being open to the changes that are coming, especially with Uranus. And this is a positive aspect. It's a harmonious aspect, the sextile. So I feel like this could be something unexpected. For some, it could be an unexpected romance, but with Uranus, it may not last long, or it may be something very unusual. A different type of romance that you're not used to engaging in, or with a different type of person. Same thing with money. You may receive unexpected money, support, resources, some type of love. And also amazing opportunity to try new things. There's been a big theme around doing things differently, trying new things, getting out of your comfort zone or your bubble, because we don't see it then. It's not until retrospect we're able to see things, in a larger way, in a more spiritual, transcendental way. But many times when we do things, have you noticed you meet maybe that new best friend, or you meet your next partner, or you find a flyer and you go to a concert and you're like, oh my gosh, I really want to pursue this as a side hustle, a career, whatever it is. Ever notice when you just try something new, you just experience something unexpected, which enriches your soul, which is exactly what our souls are looking for at this journey, at this juncture in humanity and in our development. So if anything comes up, Venusian theme, right? Like I mentioned, especially relating to the Taurus area of your life, think about saying yes to that, right? Feel into that, because I feel like it's going to be supportive, and it could have to do a lot with people, what you open up to and what you allow yourself to experience and receive. Consider this too also like a testing ground for trying out different flavors. And I say this very generally, symbolically, metaphorically too, because again, Venus rules and has many significations, but in terms of pleasures and hobbies, for example, try something different. Maybe if you're someone that's generally doing something tech related or computer or business, try something more artsy, maybe dance, maybe pottery, because I feel like you are going to not just figure out, does this feel good for me, but it's going to expand you to a new set of energies waiting for you to connect. That's the big key here. Your soul and all of these energies that have been coming through, that's why there's been massive letting goes. We don't always understand why we have to say goodbye to our friend, or to a relationship, a romantic relationship, or to a job, or again, whatever it is. But sometimes things happen out of our control, and it pushes us into different directions, or it pushes us to evolve higher. And that's what's happening here. You guys, coming up, we've got Mercury stationing retrograde on April 1st. We have Venus entering Aries as well. Let's get going with the tarot and see what other additional messages are coming through. I will not be doing any eclipse readings. I generally like to do other readings around that, simply because it's easy for folks to hang on to certain things. And with the eclipse, it's a really amazing and wonderful opportunity, perhaps momentous, to lead and to trust, and to allowing things to unfold the way they should. What messages do we need to know for this week? Thank you. Okay, thank you. First, we got Knight of Discs, Earth energy. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Three of Cups. Water, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. Five of Wands, Fire, Aries, Leo, Sag. And Four of Discs, more Pentacle energy. Interesting. This person has a map and a spark, like a fire. There's a redirection coming this week. Some of you are going to be redirected in what you thought you wanted to do and what you really want to do, or the wording is mixed up. I feel like there's going to just be like a GPS rerouting, because there's a focal point on building stability. With the Knight of Discs, it's about building and working towards the stability to create that foundation that you want, that's going to offer you that safety, that security, but more importantly, it builds into something bigger. You're not just building and pursuing something aimlessly. And if you are, this might be a point of checking with yourself and asking, why am I doing what I'm doing? Because there has to be more than just the end goal. The process itself, the evolutionary process itself, is what leads to your growth and what leads to those sparks, epiphanies, experiences, and joys. But the end result shouldn't be the only reason why, because after that, you're going to be like, what's next? So there's a huge focus here on asking yourself, why am I doing what I'm doing? Does it align with my I was going to say values, but I said boundaries. Boundaries can be an issue too. And if you're like, what values? This may be a time to delineate your values. I'm often surprised by how many people don't have values or don't know what they are. And I think it's really important, because that's literally our compass in this lifetime. And why so many people may feel like there's opposition, tension, discordance with how they're spending their time and energy and what they truly honor and believe in. A big one is like family, for example, or relationships. And I see people say, you know, I value family, they're important, but oftentimes it doesn't play out that way. They may work long hours, they may say yes to work opportunities, travel a lot, and the family may get neglected. And so that's another way values help harness in and ground where you are. It serves as an anchor. So this week, a lot of these themes are going to be coming up, because there's a lot of, again, cleaning up, letting go, especially in this season. And also where we are wanting to plant those seeds for that greater stability and growth that fulfills us. Some of you are going to take unexpected pathways, routes, things that you didn't see coming, and that may open up for you fortuitously. Almost like, wow, I didn't see this coming, and it just kind of lands before you, or comes through another opportunity, through a person, or someone's like, hey, someone needs this or that. Because I feel like this person is contemplating, wait a minute, is this where I'm going to go? Is this a new place? Because it looks like a map. And what's keeping them here, you have the fire too, which is a spark, divine life force. It's your energy, but it's also your goals, your ambitions all at once. So you want to make sure they're connected. You want to make sure that you're in line. You're not just doing things for maybe ego or to appease other people or for external validation. There has to be some type of meeting here between your values and what it is that you wish to pursue. I heard balls are dropping. This week with the eclipse, again, I got a lot of relationship shakeup, and I mentioned that in previous weekly energy forecasts. I'll link it up here if you care to watch. This eclipse, because of its focus on the Libra, and then the next one's going to be on Aries, they are touching on the relationship axis, generally speaking. And so some of you are going to be experiencing maybe emotional conflict with folks in your area. It could be with groups and communities too, and your sense of belonging. Do I belong here? Is this my community? Is this where I'm meant to be? Because again, I keep getting the rerouting of GPS. Some of you thought maybe these were your people, this was your person, this was a relationship for you, this was your community, and all of a sudden something happens, or you may instantly feel like this isn't. It could be because you've outgrown it. This is Taurus. You keep going forward, right? And that could probably be one of the scariest things, when you realize, shit, this isn't my community. These aren't my people. I don't feel the same way in this relationship anymore. What do I do? Who am I? It kind of brings up notions of asking how you identify, who you identify as, what is your identity, who are you in this relationship and outside of this relationship. And this, so many factors will impact this, especially the longevity or how long you've been in the relationship for, who it's with, etc. Many factors. So something could erupt here because we've got the Four of Discs, which speaks of safety and security, but also, wait a minute. There's something here about feeling a little bit stressed out, anxious. You could delve into elements of self-worth, sabotage, but there's something here that you may not be seeing, or you may be consciously not aware of. I just feel like some of you are going to make decisions to exit out of places that no longer feel supportive towards where you want to go. They don't help you grow in the way that you want. These may be, again, communities, relationships, people. There's, I sense, just a lot of stress around this. Some of you are just rethinking. This could be with work, because we do have quite a few disc or pentacle energy here. Cups and wands could definitely be, for some of you, an environment where you spend a majority of your time. School, work, just think about it. It could be a place where you volunteer. So wherever you put your energy, there's an exiting that's happening here. But some of you may be prompted, almost like you don't trust the decision you want to make or that's coming to you, and you may be prompted to stay. Some of you need to revisit again your values, how you're feeling, and the reality of what is occurring. Because I feel like some of these relationships are digging at old wounds, old traumas, and also elements of worth. Because you have the exit. You have the key here to exit. You see? So there's a fear here for some of you around leaving these energies, I'll say. Relationships, it could be one person or a group or community. It could be a workplace, a school place, a place of volunteer, wherever you put your energy. This is a significant change for some of you. For some of you, you already know. It's taking you in a new direction. And so this is going to be one of trusting yourself, trusting how you feel, and following through on that, because none of you have to remain stuck here. You've got the key to open that and to lead you to freedom. So there's an element here of perhaps emotional or psychological imprisonment that subconsciously you may be creating, or you may feel that in that situation that you're a part of, that you may feel like this isn't for me anymore. Some of you, this involves a triangle, the Three of Cups. It could involve someone that's intruded in a relationship, in a group, like a third wheel. And there's conflict here, like someone gossiping or nitpicking or spreading rumors in a work relationship, or someone intruding in a relationship, whether it's platonic or romantic, it doesn't matter. But this is really calling for you to garner a lot of trust in yourself and knowing that you yourself are going to get yourself out of this. You've got the key, the answer to this. I pulled, I should say, 3 oracles. So we're going to pull this oracle deck, Love and Relationships Affirmators. See what other messages we need to know for this week. Thank you. Okay, we got 3 cards. First one is levity. They don't have any pictures, but laughter is the best legal medicine, and it looks like it's time for you to take a sweet, sweet hit of it. When someone annoys you, I feel like this is 5 of Wands, but this is more than annoyance. When someone annoys you or a plan goes awry, try finding something funny in there. And if you feel like the butt of the joke, remember that the only difference between someone laughing at you and someone laughing with you is that in the first version, you're not laughing. You always have the option, so opt to lighten up. It's legal in almost 200 countries. Levity. This also has to do with your response and how you react to situations, because some of this looks external. 3 of Cups, 5 of Wands. And the 4 of Discs is more internal energy. So if there are folks that try to get on your nerves, that try to ensue or incite in conflict or conflict in general, your response is going to change the dynamics completely. We also have wisdom. With every relationship, I gain invaluable wisdom. I'm continually learning which qualities stimulate, support, and inspire me, and which ones make me want to cram a soup spoon into my ear and turn it slowly. In that sense, even quote unquote failed relationships, quote, are actually successes. See how wise I sound. This is essentially asking you to look at the silver lining, perhaps, but even the lessons. Because with every situation, with every relationship or group that you leave, there's always something you're learning. People are our greatest teachers here, and they're mirrors for us too. And in so much that they speak about who we are ourselves and how we relate and do relationships. The final affirmation card that I got here was benefit of the doubt. I believe in the basic goodness of other people, and I give them the chance to show them. And I give them the chance to show it. If they prove me wrong, that's on them. At least I can go to sleep knowing that I practice trust and forgiveness rather than fear and doubt. And later on, if I need to, I can always change my mind and retroactively judge them like it's my career. Just be careful. That's why you have to really tap into what you're feeling, because it's easy to give people many chances, but that's going to be an individual decision, and it's going to pertain to everyone very differently. You will know. Because with this energy, this could be a misunderstanding as well. I just sense disharmonious interactions here. And I'm just feeling, especially with the 4 of Discs, an energy of wanting to escape, but also even staying in that situation because of fear from what's on the other side of the door. So be careful of staying in something because of insecurities or fears around that, instead of coming from a place of empowerment and knowledge on that decision. Okay, we're going to pull is this a Moonology deck? It's a moon manifestation deck. Let's see what else. Shoot. Okay, they turned, you guys. Shoot. Okay, well, we'll go through these a little bit quickly. We got 5 cards, 2 turned over, but 3 fell with it too. First one, last quarter moon in Capricorn, leave the past behind. I get that strongly with the 4 of Discs. Some of you are being asked to walk through that door. There's a lot of fear here. I think because of some of the relationships you may be leaving, because of the Taurian, I keep getting Taurus, but Earth energy in general. There's longevity here. Some of you have been parts of these relationships or situations for a long time, or you're just very comfortable and you feel safe. And so when you open that door, it's like you're going somewhere new. This is the first message for some of you. It's time to leave the past behind. We also have first quarter moon in Libra. We have quarter moons here, which represent some type of tension, conflict being resolved. And releasing as well. Keep your heart open. Interesting, we got Libra. Keep your heart open. Okay, let's take a look at the next 3 cards. Last quarter moon in Scorpio. Reveal what needs to be seen. There's truths that are coming out here. So some of you, that may present conflict. Hence the 5 of Wands, 3 of Cups. There may be things you don't want to hear or know. Secrets that may be revealed to you, or things that you just come into the realization of that makes you realize, oh, I can't do this anymore. Because last quarter moon energy represents a release. It's time to let go. We have full moon in Sagittarius. See the bigger picture. This to me is similar to the wisdom affirmations card. In relationships, Something that I always like to tell folks that I work with and just in general that I connect to is when you're going through a big transition, especially with people, it's I don't suggest looking at the spiritual relationship right away. It's important to take time to grieve, to be human. And in time, that spiritual lesson, that overarching macro level, this is what you needed to learn, is going to come to you. You will realize it. But this also taps into wisdom. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, spirituality, transcendence. Some of you will and are gaining wisdom through these relationships. They're essentially giving you almost like gifts, your soul gifts that you may not see at that moment, but you can take away because you're learning something from that relationship or group that you didn't before. And again, we have full moon, which a lot of energies around releasing here with this reading. Finally, we have first quarter moon in Scorpio, release your blocks. This is it right here, 4 of discs. There's insecurities here. Some of you fear leaving people, and just in general, it could be fear of change that's coming up. We got 2 Scorpio cards, which is ruled by Mars. I'll say in traditional astrology. Mars co-rules Aries and Scorpio. Interesting. Look at the posturing. Most of these are like away. So some of you, I feel like most of you are going to choose to walk away from situations that you know have ended. Some of you, this has to do with self-worth and realizing that you deserve better. You deserve people that support you. And so we have keep your heart open here. This goes with this lunation, I'll say in general, with this eclipse energy. Sometimes no matter how much we love or care about people, it doesn't matter what type of people or even whatever situation we're in, it may not be the best for you. You have to walk away. Thank you. Okay, you guys, I'm going to pull one final oracle. What is this one? Soul Journey Oracle? Sacred Travelers. Sacred Travelers. I'm always making up my own name. Final card. Okay, we got 2. We got Valiant Courage. Take action with passion. Some of you walking through this door, making this change is going to take just that. Courage. Interesting because I get this energy from Mars, which requires courage, bravery, doing something different that you may not have done before. We got a final card, Solitude. In silence, peace prevails. And look, we got an owl, which represents wisdom. Some of you have learned major ass lessons in these relationships, in these communities, in these groups. There's a lot of people energy here. Huge lessons about yourself, about your worth, about who you are, and how you're not going to lose yourself in others anymore. You all, I hope this reading has helped for this week and provided guidance. Comment down below. Let me know what's been going on, if this was helpful. Take a look at some of these other videos to help guide you on your soul journey. The best way to support me, and I truly appreciate it, is to hit the thumbs up button, leave me comments and feedbacks, engage with me. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for being here. I'm sending you so much love, peace, and strength. Take care.